Hey guys, Savageredrecovery back for another video. How are my savages doing? If you guys aren't subscribed, do me a favor. If you want to support the channel, subscribe, hit the bell, get all my notifications. Hit a like, comment, share, help me out with the algorithm. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you can find me at savage_red_studios, where you can see all of my photography. And also I have a Facebook page and a Twitter. And you guys can check me out on Patreon. You guys can also check me out on the Cash App. Let's get into it.
All right. Monica Armendariz is suing Bradley Hogan, her ex-boyfriend, for the cost of a battery class and unpaid fines. The defendant is countersuing his ex-girlfriend for an insurance deductible and harassment. Now, often we hear about cases of domestic violence, and this case is unusual, but it's not just because there was a man who was abused by a woman. It's because apparently she brags about it. Now, you and the defendant were dating for a while, and while you were at his office carving pumpkins, you caught him flirting and then, quote, accidentally stabbed him. But you didn't accidentally assault him the next day, did you?
No, Your Honor.
All right, all right. Now, you proudly use your karate moves on him and state that you would do it again if you had the opportunity. And the plaintiff ends up going.
So it's funny that she's proud of it. The culture in America that we have recently has been like, for no reason, like it's for as long as I can remember, you should never hit a woman. And statistically, women are just as likely to be domestically violent as men are, but men are usually punished more than women are. And unfortunately, when it comes to this, like, she brags about it. If a man openly bragged about beating women or stabbing women or attacking women, like, he'd get crucified. Like, no, like, I've never, like, I don't know any guys that brag about it or openly brag about it. Not saying that I don't know guys that have beat their girlfriends and stuff like that, but I'm just saying, like, I've never heard someone like openly brag about stabbing their girlfriend or any of this stuff. But because the climate we're in, there are women that find this to be acceptable behavior, which is weird.
To jail for domestic violence, and you end up picking her up from jail?
Yes, I did.
Now, you are suing for the battery class that you were required to go to as a result of your assaulting him.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that is how entitled women are in America today. She wants him to pay for the class that she had to take for assaulting him, as if, like, she had there was nothing wrong about what she did. Like, he should have never called the police or got her in trouble.
That's unusual. All right, tell me about this relationship.
I've known Mr. Hogan for about 6 years. I had to go to his office to do my boss's taxes, and shortly after we started dating, and about maybe 3 weeks later, I moved in and lived with him for about 6 months. While we were dating and I was living with him, we get a call from the leasing company that someone's breaking down our door. And it happened to be his wife that he was not legally divorced from, and I had no knowledge of it. So she was...
True, Bradley?
I'm getting divorced, and we'd been separated 6 months.
Okay.
And so he was very broken. His firm was upside down. I have 12 years accounting experience. I came to help him with his office, and then the next thing I knew, he hired two 20-year-olds who didn't know what to do.
And you didn't help much. You destroyed my office.
How did she destroy your office?
Well, she would write emails to female clients of mine thinking that I was dating them and really
severe
causing
jealousy
a ruckus.
issues.
All my clients are like, what's going on? What is this email?
Did you?
When I started finding out he was dating his clients, and his clients were coming to the office disrespecting me.
How were they disrespecting you? Did they even know about you?
Coming in the office, sitting with their legs open, asking him for a date. The office environment was very sleazy.
Back up.
This woman sounds crazy. Like, as she says this, like, in her mind, she thinks that this is a good argument, but anyone watching can see that this lady is crazy. Just the fact that she's standing up and has her head cocked to the side while she's talking already lets you know she's Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
You meet him in an office.
Right.
You want him to have eyes just for you.
Yes.
Does he?
No.
No. Did you have eyes just for her, or did you have roaming eyes?
I have eyes for her. I mean, I'm a guy. You gotta look around. I mean, listen, Your Honor. When we went to Der Wiener Schnitzel eat lunch, and there's the car wash next door, she thinks that the girl bending over washing the tires, I'm looking at her, and she's doing that for my purpose.
You're looking at her, right?
Well,
Don't lie to me. You shifted your eyes. You know what? I don't think there's any woman out there who doesn't feel that it's disrespectful when a guy openly stares at another woman in front of her. But at the same time, we all understand that they're going to look now and then. I mean, and by the way, today, the way they're dressed, I look. You know?
Facts.
So when does a problem start?
He won't even call to say he's not coming home. He just doesn't come home.
Where are you going?
I'm working late. I'm a tax accountant. Seriously. I mean, you could even ask my ex-wife. I'm always working. And
Well, that's what you told her. That's probably why she's your ex-wife.
well, maybe it was because of her. Maybe I was always working.
Well,
But,
because of her too, you're always working.
Absolutely.
Why? What'd she do to you?
oh well, where do I begin? She came
thinks
into the
it's funny.
bathroom with the vacuum cleaner and hit me while I was taking a shower, and it was turned on. I thought I was going to be electrocuted.
Did you do that?
Yes, because he got the box spring and dropped it on my leg, and my whole leg was smashed. I had a big bruise. I think I still have the bruise to date. And he smashed my finger and just walked out the door. Didn't even see if I was okay or not. There was blood
I was
gushing
running out the door
everywhere.
because you're chasing me.
Well, back up. You put a vacuum cleaner in a shower?
No, Your Honor, there's a lot of mental and physical abuse.
That's
and
not the answer to you put the vacuum cleaner in the shower.
It's the only time I can
That's a
get
yes or
him.
no. It's the
Yes.
only time you could get him? You could kill him. Why don't you just, hightail it out of there?
Did you guys just see the smile and the smirk on her face? This woman likes punishing men. She likes being abusive to men.
Because I wanted to work it out because I thought I loved him and I wanted
No, she didn't. She liked having someone that she could torture. You could just see, like, the evil in this woman.
to work through it.
What's going on here?
So well, the whole incident happened because I was working late on tax season, October 15th at 12 o'clock. My ex-wife called.
Tax season's in March. What are you talking about, October?
Well, the last deadline is October 15th. April 15th, you got to have an
Oh,
extension
for the
until October.
extensions. Okay.
So after midnight on October 15th, I just relax and celebrate. My ex-wife called me. She got mad about that fact.
Why's your ex-wife calling you?
Just to congratulate me. I made it through another tax season.
Alive.
Alive.
Yeah, go ahead.
She got upset that she called me. She was carving pumpkins in the conference room and chased me downstairs out of the building and still had her pumpkin knife with her and stabbed me at that point. At that point, I said,
Where did she stab you?
In the gut here. And I don't think she was trying to carve a happy face, Your Honor.
Did
Definitely
you stab him?
No,
She
Your
definitely
Honor, what
was.
happened was he was so busy at work working overtime. It was Halloween, so I brought everything to his office, the pumpkin, the little knives and everything. And he said he was gonna go to the restroom, and I find him downstairs with two girls. And I asked him
not
what,
true.
and I'm asking him what he's doing.
It's 12 o'clock at night.
The same girls that when I go to the office, they're hitting me in the elevator, in the hallway. They're
Not
trying to get
hitting you.
his attention.
They're
totally
hitting you?
Yeah, like nudging me. You know?
Did you stab him?
No, Your Honor, what I did was I was yelling and I was going, you better get away like this, and I was going like that. And he goes in, ah, ha, ha. And then he like stepped into it. I was going like this.
Does that even sound logical? It doesn't. It doesn't sound logical in any way. It doesn't. You can clearly see that she's trying to justify her behavior. Like, this is what a kid does. And that's because most of the time women aren't, like, it's nothing against women, but women don't live in a world where they have to be better people. If you find women that are good women or good people, it's because they have chosen to be, because society doesn't make them. Like, they don't have to. And I bring this up a lot. So if my son is like 18 and he's at a restaurant and he starts acting a fool, being a brat, being entitled to the waitress, just being a dick, he's gonna get treated differently than if my 18-year-old daughter's doing it. Like, it's acceptable for women to be spoiled, bratty, bitchy. Like, people don't like it, but women are gonna get more leeway when it comes to doing that stuff. Boys aren't going to. So because of this, women don't really, like, they don't have to be good people. They can be if they choose to be, but they don't have to be.
Did not step into it.
Fair. Did you step into the knife?
No, I did not. The next morning, when I went back to my place, she grabbed the phone, threw it on the floor. I went to get it. She jumped on me, started beating me, scratching me, tearing me apart. I have the police report and pictures. Here.
I just want to bring this back real quick, to where you guys can, like, we can look at this woman's face.
Floor. I went to get it. She jumped on me, started beating me, scratching.
See, you can see this face right here. This woman is getting off on hearing about hurting this man.
Me, tearing me apart. I have the police report and pictures. Here,
All right, let's see it. This is a fascinating
Thank you.
case. All right, let's see. I've got a police report here. Oh, dear.
And she admits, you know, kicking.
Oh, my goodness. What is this?
I kicked him in his ribs, I punched him in his chest, and I hit him in back of the knee. And then he was
She
once again
says
doing
this
his little thing.
so
Oh, you
proudly.
can't hurt me. So I scratched up his face because this was an ongoing thing. It's like he was not communicating. He's not coming home. He's looking at other women. He's cheating on me, and I'm just frustrated.
Oh, it's endless. This was.
Okay, so think about this logically. Think about this logically. He's not communicating. He's cheating. He's doing all these things. And her, out of frustration, she thought she was going to beat him into communication. Why wouldn't you just leave? If he's not talking to you and he's cheating on you, why stay in it? What's the point of that? This lady's a narcissist.
Just one incident.
Okay, so he goes to Vegas for a calling card convention when he's a CPA. I could not get him on the phone. I call him 6 o'clock in the morning at his hotel room. There's a girl there, and he says, "Who is this?" I said, "This is your girlfriend. You think you can pick up your cell phone?" And after that, I could just never find him.
Police report. Armendariz said that she jumped on Hogan's back. She began punching his head on both sides with both of her fists, that she then clawed at him, scratched his face. She then kicked the back of his right leg with her right foot, causing him to fall to the ground on his stomach. She then kicked the right side of his ribs with her right foot. I asked Armendariz if Hogan had struck her, and she said, "No, he never touched me." Wow.
I think she thought that she was going to get away with it by telling the cops that. Like, I honestly think in her head that she thought that it was completely okay to do this and she wouldn't get in trouble. And every time I stop this, you can see this woman's face. Like, she gets off on this.
What is going on here? Why are you smirking? What are you so proud of?
Because he's pushing me around and he's hitting
not
me.
pushing you around when he had a chance to tell the cops.
I took full responsibility for what I did, but I didn't say all the bad things that he did.
You were convicted?
Yes, I was.
Now, why do you think he should pay for a class where you were convicted of battering him and he should pay for the fines?
Because
why?
I felt
Because if he was to pay for if he was to pay for her class, then she wouldn't be taking full responsibility, because she's not taking full responsibility now by suing him. By suing him to get that money, what's going on is you're saying it's not your fault. It's your fault. Like,
felt like
this
if
is
he
what
would
men
have
are
told
dealing
me
with
that
in
he was
America
not
today.
legally divorced yet, I feel like he put me in harm's way. I feel like he wasn't honest with me, and I feel like
the last thing you have to worry about is harm's way. And harm has to worry about you. All right. You're suing her for car damages. What happens?
Oh yeah, I would loan her my car every now and then, go to work, wherever, and it would come back with scratches on it, dents in the back, all kinds of
Did
stuff.
she admit to it?
Oh yeah.
You have damages?
She's an honest person. I'm sure
She's an honest person?
she'll admit to it, right?
Okay. You're suing her
This dude's an idiot. This dude's an idiot. She's an honest person.
for harassment.
Yeah.
$2,000.
Well, now after this incident, yeah, she keeps saying that I owe her money. I keep having to pay her money. She's trying to extort
Let me
money.
ask you a question. Do you feel you were justified in the stabbing and the assault?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I've never seen a police report like that in my life. How would you like it if somebody kicked you from the rear, scratched you on your face, scratched your back, threw you down, stabbed you? You see, that's the problem with a bully. You think it's funny, but as far as I'm concerned, whether it's a woman assaulting a man or a man assaulting a woman, it's a crime. And you should have been convicted. And thank God you were. And let me tell you something. Bradley, I don't know what's going on with you, but we've got some issues here. And this is not cute. During the course of my career, I have prosecuted women for killing men. This is not funny. Does this woman still call you?
Trying to extort money out of me, yes.
Do you talk to her?
I try not to. I just let the answering machine pick it up, or I won't even...
Change your number.
I'm a CPA. She's going to find me no matter what.
Why are you calling this guy?
Because after I got incarcerated and I left with nothing, no job, no car, no nothing.
You know what? I've heard enough.
Okay, so a couple things that are great. So the fact that this judge prosecuted women that killed men, and she also started the first headquarters or wing of domestic violence in America, she understands the fact that women and men, they pretty much violate domestic violence all the time at the same rate. It's really pretty much almost 50-50 when it comes to domestic violence. So she knows. So she's not into this double standard bullshit of women always being the victim. And the fact that she's saying that because she went away and she didn't have a car, she didn't have anything, somehow that's his fault. That's not taking accountability. That's not taking accountability. And for any of the women that are watching this video, understand that obviously most women are not to this extreme. Obviously not most women are batshit crazy like this lady. But this is the logic that we deal with when it comes to dating women. Like, she just said in one breath that she was wrong and that she took responsibility for it, but in the same breath said that it was because she went to jail and had no car, no job, no money, nothing. That's his fault and he's responsible for it. That's what we deal with when we date women. Like, it's crazy. So any women that watch my channel or other channels in this side of YouTube, when we bring up logic and we bring up emotions and we bring up all these things, this is why we bring it up, because trying to have a conversation is hard when you think you're right even though you just said you were wrong.
I've handled too many cases of men being either stabbed or killed by women. They don't want to talk about it, or they just think that it is something that will go away. It will not go away. The next beating is going to be worse than the last beating. Men are less likely to report the violence due to embarrassment or the assumptions that others won't believe you. I believe you.
Thank you.
I believe you. I have never seen a police report more blatant in terms of the pride that you take for assaulting someone. What planet are you from? You keep doing this kind of thing, you're going to end up in state prison. And maybe that's exactly where you belong. You don't take out your anger and physically abuse another human being, man or woman.
And expect me to pay for it.
I'm not even going to ask you why you think you should. That is one of the most outrageous complaints I have ever seen in the course of my career. It is an...
And this judge is right. This is absolute entitlement. Like, when you hear us on YouTube in this sector talk about entitlement with women, this is what we're talking about. Like, this is what we're talking about. Not only does this dude get his butt kicked, he gets stabbed, but now he's also financially responsible for taking care of her, because that's effectively what she's saying. I didn't have anything when I stabbed you and went to prison. So I need you to give me money now because you decided to call the police on me for stabbing you and whooping your ass.
Outrage. It is arrogant. It is condescending. It is disgusting. You should get your tail out of here and hide your face. Your claim is denied. And as far as I'm concerned, harassment is a crime, and you should file charges against her. I'm going to give you a card. It's the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You're a bright man. You're a professional man. Don't let anything like this cross your path again. My verdict is for the defendant in the amount of $500. So ordered.
Now, I totally think that the judge was fair on this, and it's good to see a woman judge that is familiar with domestic violence and understands the statistics and isn't so slanted towards a certain perspective. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As always, guys, stay savage.